Tom Brady spent 23 seasons dominating the NFL, winning more Super Bowls than any player in history, and becoming one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet. But exactly how much money did all of that success earn him? We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet one of the biggest surprises isn't how much he made, it's where a lot of that money actually came from. The greatest quarterback who ever lived started his NFL career earning less than your average accountant. As an unheralded sixth-round pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, Brady played the first few seasons of his career on a minimum contract that paid him just $193,000 as a rookie. By the end of the 2001 season, Brady had shocked the league by rising from fourth string on the Patriots' depth chart to Super Bowl champion. 1 year, you're making less than $250,000. The next, you're holding the Lombardi Trophy. Brady started his career at the very bottom, signing a 3-year, $866,500 rookie contract with the Patriots back in 2000. The deal included a $38,500 signing bonus and minimum salaries of $193,000, $298,000, and $375,000. That's less than some people spend on a used car. And this was the man who would go on to win 7 Super Bowls, drafted in 2000 by the New England Patriots. As the 199th overall pick in the 6th round, Brady transformed from an overlooked prospect into the most successful quarterback of all time. Pick 199. 6th round, the kind of pick where teams are mostly just filling out the roster. Brady wouldn't see the end of that rookie deal, as it was redone in August of 2002, after he guided the Patriots to their first Super Bowl win. At the end of the 2001 season, the Patriots spent the 2002 offseason financially transferring their power of state from Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady. Bledsoe had just signed a 10-year, $102.8 million extension, with New England paying him $11.4 million that season. However, with it becoming immediately clear that this was Brady's team going forward, New England linked up with division rival Buffalo, shipping Bledsoe and his massive contract out for a draft pick. So Brady's first contract move, his first real money, came directly off the back of a Super Bowl win that nobody saw coming. He got a new deal in 2002 that would take him through 2006. It was for 5 years and $30.52 million. His signing bonus was $10 million, from $38,500 to $10 million in signing bonus money in 2 years, on the back of a Super Bowl. As part of that deal, Brady would receive $250,000 for every AFC Championship win and $250,000 for every Super Bowl win. He'd realize $1 million from those incentives, thanks to the 2003 and 2004 seasons, so he won back-to-back championships and collected a bonus for each of them. But here's the thing that makes this opening chapter of his career so wild. Even after the first Super Bowl, even after the renegotiation, Brady was still a bargain. Drew Bledsoe's deal with the Patriots, signed just 18 months prior, was for 10 years and $103 million. So Brady was a bargain. The Patriots got 3 Super Bowl rings out of their bargain quarterback before they'd have to seriously reckon with paying him what he was truly worth. Tom Brady's career earnings story doesn't start with the big number. It starts with $193,000 and a 6th-round draft slot that almost every other franchise passed on. So Brady wins 3 Super Bowls in 4 years on one of the cheapest quarterback contracts in the league. By 2005, the Patriots need to get him on a proper deal. And what happens? Brady does something almost no elite athlete ever does. He negotiates against himself again and again in the name of team building. After winning the 2nd and 3rd Super Bowls of his career, in 2003 and 2004, Brady agreed to a 6-year, $60 million contract extension that included a $14.5 million signing bonus. 6 years, $60 million. That sounds like real money in 2005. But here's the comparison that stings. Peyton Manning at the time was on a 7-year, $98 million deal. He signed in 2004 that had $34.5 million guaranteed. Brady, with 3 rings to Manning's 1, was still structuring his deal to give the Patriots cap room to keep the roster loaded. At the time, the deal established Brady as the highest-paid player in NFL history, based on average annual salary, a title that he has rarely held during his career. Despite massive spikes in quarterback income, the Patriots, in turn, used that flexibility to build championship-caliber rosters around him year after year. Then came 2010. And this contract came with a story attached to it. It took a car accident to push this deal over the finish line. A Thursday morning car accident caused Robert Kraft to consider the fragility of things and decide to get the deal done. The 4 years and $72 million were for the 2011 through 2014 seasons, and it had a record amount of guaranteed money and was the biggest contract in NFL history. Briefly, because in the NFL, the biggest contract in history lasts approximately 5 minutes before someone tops it, then 2013. And here's where Brady's team-first approach hit a new level. After an MVP season in 2010, a Super Bowl trip in 2011, and a trip to the AFC Championship in 2012, Brady reworked and extended his deal just before the 2013 league year began. He gave the Patriots a huge financial break. In agreeing to the 3-year, $27 million extension, the agreement saved the Patriots $8 million in cap room in 2013 and $7 million in 2014. Brady negotiated a deal that saved his employer $15 million over 2 years. A player of his stature, with that resume, actively engineering a cheaper deal for himself, so his team could sign other players. That's not business. That's a philosophy. It's a belief that winning is worth more than the next contract. His salaries from 2015 through 2017 were $13 million, $14 million, and $15 million. Those are solid numbers, but other starting quarterbacks with a fraction of Brady's accomplishments were making more per year during that same window. Then came Deflategate, 4 games suspended, a messy offseason, and a contract renegotiation all tangled up together. Embroiled in the Deflategate mess, Brady and the Patriots agreed to a 2-year, $41 million restructured extension. The deal paid out Brady nearly $30 million over 2 seasons, instead of the $19 million he was due on the previous deal. It also lowered his base salary down to the league minimum, which greatly reduced the amount of money he would eventually forfeit per a 4-game suspension. So even in restructuring around a scandal, Brady's contract was structured in a way that minimized what he'd lose to the suspension. While Brady was a member of the Patriots between 2000 and 2019, he made $230 million in salary alone, $230 million across 2 decades, all while consistently leaving money on the table, restructuring for the team's benefit, and sacrificing personal earnings for a shot at more rings. Despite that massive tally, Brady has routinely accepted deals at far below market value, or adjusted his scheduled pay to provide the Patriots with more salary cap flexibility. And the final Patriots deal, with his deal set to expire at the end of the 2019 season, the Patriots offered him a deal for 1 year, which was $23 million, and a signing bonus of $8 million. The $23 million earned in 2019 was a career high for Brady by $4 million, a career high in his 20th season, in what would be his last year with the only organization he'd ever known. Then it was over. The Patriots and Tom Brady parted ways, and the next chapter was about to get expensive in a very different way. When Brady walked away from New England in 2020, free agency was a moment nobody had ever seen before. The greatest quarterback in NFL history, 43 years old, on the open market. The whole league held its breath. He picked Tampa Bay, and for the first time in his career, Brady got a deal that actually reflected what he was worth. Money had taken a back seat to roster talent. When Brady was looking for a new home as an unrestricted free agent, his initial deal with the Buccaneers was a fully guaranteed $50 million over 2 years, worth up to $59 million with incentives. Fully guaranteed. That's the key phrase. Brady had spent his entire Patriots career with structures that favored the team's flexibility. Tampa gave him the security, and he immediately justified every dollar. The 43-year-old posted a 102.2 passer rating, threw for 40 touchdowns, and won his 7th and final ring. His first season in Tampa, brand new city, brand new system, global pandemic, and he wins the Super Bowl. It was almost absurd. The greatest of all time doing what the greatest of all time does, winning when it matters most. Then came the extension. And here's where Brady, being Brady, put the team first again. Even after winning a championship, after winning Super Bowl LV, Brady was more interested in keeping the band together, to try to repeat as champions than his own money, doing a one-year extension that freed up $19.3 million of 2021 salary cap space. That is a pattern so consistent, it stops being surprising and starts being a defining character trait. Championship opportunity over maximum salary every single time. When factoring in 2 bonuses, a minimum salary, and $1.8 million of earned incentives, Brady took home just under $40 million cash for his efforts in 2021, by far his career high. So while he restructured to give the team cap room, the bonus carryovers meant he still collected his biggest single-season payday ever. Classic Brady appears to sacrifice, still wins. Then came the retirement announcement, then the unretirement, then the actual final season with Tampa. The final contract of Brady's career was a one-year, $15 million restructure that paid out $30 million in total, thanks to $15 million of previously earned signing bonus, carrying over to the 2022 season. Brady signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020. The deal paid him $50 million over 2 years. He then signed a one-year deal worth another $30 million with the Buccaneers, before he eventually retired. So in 3 seasons in Tampa, 3 seasons, Brady pulled in around $80 million in NFL salary, more per year than he ever made in New England, and he delivered a Super Bowl in his very first season there. Tom Brady's entire NFL career of 23 seasons produced a total of $332.96 million in on-field earnings. The Patriots' decade was where the championships were stacked up on discount contracts. Tampa was where the money finally matched the resume. And then there's the endorsement layer on top of all of it, which ran parallel to everything happening on the field, and which added a completely different kind of money to the total. While Brady was a member of the Patriots, he made $230 million in salary alone. He made an additional $100 million from endorsements during the same time period. $100 million in endorsements just from the Patriots years. Wheaties boxes, UGG boots, Tag Heuer watches, Under Armour deals. Brady has done campaigns for several brands over the years, including Wheaties, UGG, Movado, Smartwater, and Tag Heuer. In 2023, Forbes reported Brady was paid $530 million throughout his NFL career, $333 million from playing contracts, and $200 million off the field, $530 million from playing football and putting his face on products. And he still wasn't done building. While Brady was busy restructuring contracts to help the Patriots win Super Bowls, he was also quietly building a business portfolio that would outlast his playing career by decades. This part of the story doesn't get enough attention because it happened in the background of an on-field career so dominant that it swallowed all the headlines. Start with TB12. In 2013, Brady co-founded TB12 Sports with his body coach Alex Guerrero, built around his performance and recovery philosophy. The company expanded to include physical therapy centers, nutritional supplements, fitness equipment, and an apparel line. The timing matters. 2013 is the same year Brady took a team-friendly deal that saved the Patriots $15 million in cap space. So on one hand, he's sacrificing football salary. On the other, he's launching a wellness company that capitalizes on his brand as the most physically durable quarterback in the sport's history. He wasn't just playing the team game, he was playing the long game. Grojo estimates TB12's annual revenue to be worth around $12.4 million. Not a billion-dollar company, but a real functioning brand with a real audience, built entirely around the Brady name and method. Then came 199 Productions, named after his 2000 NFL draft selection number, Brady formed 199 Productions in 2020. The company seeks to develop original premium content, including documentaries, feature films, and television shows. The name alone is a piece of brand storytelling. Pick 199. The number that defined how the world undervalued him turned into the name of a production company built on his legacy. That's not an accident. Forbes reports that Brady's commercial brand partnerships and endorsements earned him $44 million in 2022 alone. That's his final year of playing football, and he's pulling in $44 million just from endorsements and partnerships. On top of his playing salary, then there's the FTX chapter. And this one stings. In 2021, Brady became a brand ambassador for FTX and received equity in the cryptocurrency exchange. Court documents from 2023 revealed he held 1,144,861 FTX common shares. Based on the valuations of other major holders, those shares were worth roughly $35.7 million at peak. When FTX collapsed in November 2022, the shares became worthless, gone. Nearly $36 million in paper value evaporated overnight. Brady and several other celebrities were named in a class action lawsuit from investors who said they were misled. The case is ongoing. This loss formed the basis of one of the jokes during the roast of Tom Brady on Netflix in May 2024. If you can get roasted about your financial losses on Netflix, you've made it, and also lost a lot of money. But Brady's portfolio kept expanding across multiple sports. In March 2023, Brady purchased a minority stake in the WNBA's Las Vegas Aces. In August 2023, he became a minority owner of Birmingham City FC in England, alongside Knighthead Capital Management. He has also invested in Major League Pickleball through an ownership group. Soccer in England, basketball in Vegas, pickleball everywhere. Brady was building a sports ownership portfolio before the ink was even dry on his retirement papers. And then there's the NFT play. Brady co-founded Autograph in 2021 as an NFT platform connecting celebrities with digital collectibles. It raised $200 million by 2022, with its Series B led by Andreessen Horowitz and Kleiner Perkins. Then the NFT market cratered. Autograph relaunched in 2024 with a new model focused on fan engagement rather than collectibles, aggregating sports content into personalized feeds and rewarding users with redeemable digital points for attending games and consuming media. Pivot, adjust, keep moving. That's the Brady method in football, and apparently in business too. In 2013, Brady launched his own lifestyle brand, TB12. Brady also has his own production company, 199 Productions, which he created in 2020. Two major content and wellness brands, both named in ways that connect directly to his football story. The number 12. The number 199. He turned his jersey number and his draft position into the cornerstones of his commercial identity. The business empire wasn't just a retirement plan. It was running in parallel with the football career the entire time, absorbing the brand equity generated by every championship, every record, every comeback, and converting it into something that would keep generating money long after the cleats were hung up. The final and most extraordinary chapter of Brady's financial story has nothing to do with throwing a football. It has everything to do with the leverage he built by throwing footballs better than anyone who ever lived. The clearest pillar of Brady's post-retirement financial life is his broadcasting contract. In 2022, he signed a 10-year, $375 million deal with Fox Sports to become their lead NFL analyst. He began in 2024 at $37.5 million per year, making it the most lucrative broadcasting contract in sports history. Let that land. The most lucrative broadcasting contract in the history of sports, not just NFL history. All of sports. Brady didn't just retire into a comfortable booth role. He broke the record for the highest-paid broadcaster ever. He signed a deal with Fox Sports, reportedly for $375 million over 10 years, making him the highest-paid sports commentator in history. For context, John Madden, widely considered the greatest NFL analyst to ever sit in a booth, was getting paid a fraction of that. Brady showed up and immediately reset the market, not because he was necessarily the best analyst, but because his name, his face, and his legacy carry a commercial weight that no broadcaster in history has matched. Brady's contract to call games for Fox Sports is for 10 years and $375 million. That's more than he made across his entire 23-year playing career from a single broadcasting deal. Then there's the Raiders. Brady has a $375 million TV gig with Fox Sports and a 5% stake in the Raiders, two lucrative opportunities that directly impact each other. Brady ended a 2-year negotiation process, first with Mark Davis, then with the NFL, to buy a 5% stake in the Las Vegas Raiders. The former quarterback is in year 1 of his decade-long Fox deal and will continue with that role unchanged. But the two things create friction. Brady's pending bid to become a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders triggered restrictions on his access to teams around the NFL. As part of his role as a Fox Sports broadcaster, Brady is not permitted to attend in-person or online broadcast production meetings and may not have access to team facilities, players, or coaches. So on one side, you have a $375 million broadcasting job that requires deep preparation, access to coaches, access to players, and the ability to deliver insight that goes beyond what fans already know. On the other side, you have an ownership stake in one of the franchises he'll be covering, which means the NFL has put guardrails around just how much inside access he can have. Fox's NFL ratings have faced competitive pressure from CBS and NBC in the regular season. But Brady's contract is structured to pay regardless. The deal does more than provide income. It keeps him in weekly national visibility for a decade, maintaining brand relevance that makes every other business easier. That's the real value of the Fox deal beyond the salary number. A decade of weekly national face time. A decade of being the most visible person in the sport you dominated. Every TB12 product, every 199 productions project, every ownership stake. All of it benefits from Brady being on television every Sunday for 10 years. As of 2025, Brady's net worth is estimated at $300 million. According to Celebrity Net Worth, that number, though significant, is actually lower than some earlier projections, partly because of FTX, partly because of early-stage business ventures that haven't matured yet, and partly because of the divorce from Gisele Bündchen in 2022. His net worth is estimated around $300 million as of 2025, down from what many expected given the scale of his earnings. The divorce from Gisele Bündchen in late 2022, the collapse of FTX, and the early-stage nature of several business ventures all compressed the number. Still, $300 million is significant, and the current portfolio trajectory is toward growth. And it's not like Brady is sitting still. Brady is taking part in the inaugural Fanatics Flag Football Classic, set for March 21, 2026, at Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The global flag football event features current stars and NFL legends, with all eyes on Brady's return to the field. Because of course he is. The man who played until 45 and won a Super Bowl in Tampa at 43 isn't going to quietly disappear into ownership meetings and production calls. He's still moving, still building, still putting the brand in front of cameras. So let's add it all up. 23 NFL seasons produced $332.96 million in playing contracts. Forbes put the combined on-field and off-field total at $530 million during the playing years. Then there's the 10-year, $375 million Fox deal still being paid out, a number that on its own exceeds everything he made throwing touchdowns. Add ownership stakes, production companies, wellness brands, and endorsement deals that keep rolling in, and the full career picture of Tom Brady's earnings isn't just the story of the greatest quarterback ever. It's the story of the most efficiently monetized athlete in professional sports history. He started at pick 199, earning $193,000 a year. He ends up with a broadcasting deal worth more than the entire GDP of some small nations. And somewhere in the middle, between the discount contracts and the championship rings, he quietly built one of the most calculated financial empires in sports history. That's the Tom Brady career earnings story. Not just what he made, but how he made it, why he structured it the way he did, and where it's all headed now that the cleats are gone for good.